You're just taking pictures there. You're like, what are you doing? I don't know. I'm in Springfield. But are you taking your own camper? Like, there's no hotels down there. You're taking your camper.
It's a
To
command
avoid
post.
bed bugs. You just don't get any bed bugs.
Yeah.
You're setting up a fire pit in front of the Lincoln Memorial, pulling out your
Yeah.
sidecar or whatever you call it.
I get double mileage because I got 2 additional axles. So somehow I can.
You turn your mileage into your employer. You're like, why is it $1,000? Well, I dropped my TV when I was trying to hang it up outside. I think you should pay for that.
You can't use your per diem for a campsite.
But like a lot of capitals, is Springfield the capital of Illinois still? Is it? I mean,
Yeah.
is it
For
not
now.
seceded from? It is not seceded from the rest of the state.
Until it full.
Yeah.
Springfield, I'm going to be honest with you. Springfield was a largely unimpressive city. Like when you went down there, you're like, oh, the capitol's where the Capitol building's at, and everything like that. Beyond that, it's just like, it's so like boring, bombed out Midwest. You know what I mean? Like when you have more hotels that the SWAT team can actually train in than you actually have that people can stay in, you're like, wow, this is kind of a shitty town.
They still got a Red Lobster though, right by my hotel. So
really,
he just comes home. He's got Bucky's hot dogs and then the Red Lobster buttery buns.
again, it's the per diem. I'm like, how much is the all you can eat shrimp? And I'm like looking at my per diem.
Yeah,
during like the meetings, he's like
the
trying
cheddar
to flip
biscuits,
off the
just the shrimp.
shells.
Right.
Shit.
The state employees know how to live it up down there in Illinois. They definitely know. They're doing really well. They know how to take
it's
care
great.
of the guys.
And I bring a bag home for Chrissy too. Like I put it in a cooler and I bring a bag of shrimp home.
You said
my
it
trunk
on
for
the
3
pillow.
days.
You said it on the pillow, and she comes. It's like, what does that smell?
That and a rose.
Check it out. Yeah, right.
Yeah. With some of the paper napkins folded like a goose. There's like a goose presenting the shrimp. Like what is it?
Anyway.
Oh shit! Well, treating her like the queen she is.
Right,
She
it is
the queen
for
she is.
sure,
So.
for sure.
She knows what she signed up for.
Right.
She's getting the benefits of all of it. She's a
Right.
That and a hot dog lip balm. There you go.
good partner. But I'm
So,
glad
shit.
I was able to escape the tuberculosis. I'm glad I was able to escape the tuberculosis ward. Scott normally comes to us as our resident lunger, as they used to call them. But my consumption has not completely downed me yet, like Doc Holliday, it is. But I got a bit of a head cold, so you'll note that. But Scott is a great guy to go to. Like you guys all well know that I've got somebody at my fingertips that's like, hey, what are your thoughts on this, Doc? Like, how should I handle these things?
Yeah, some of the non-conventional methods that I use.
Shaun's walking around the house with like socks on with Vicks in between his toes or some crazy shit.
Oddly enough, that you said that. It was funny. My grandmother, Grammy Chubb, was the lady that taught me how to huff. And what she did was she took Vicks and put it in a boiling pot, as long as we didn't dirty up the stove while we were doing it. And you put it in there and you stirred it up. And then what you did is you put like a dish towel
over your head.
Yeah, and you'd breathe it in. It was like a poor man's Scott, what would you call those things? Because you use them, I wouldn't. I would just
inhaler.
An inhaler, right?
That's an
vaporizer. Right.
Yeah, that's a vaporizer.
And you could get visions while you were doing it too. It was just really kind of cool. Like you could see like certain things. Like
I'll tell you what, my grandfather never got sick in his life. I'll tell you, he never got sick in his life. He would take a teaspoonful of Vicks and eat it, and a pint of Passport a day. Passport Scott. He would eat it. He would put it in his mouth.
I used it more like the Oracle, like the ancient Greeks. Yeah,
Vicks Vapor Rub on a spoon. Take it. Then he would take his olive oil for his heart. And then at night he'd drink a pint of, he'd drink a liter of.
He would eat Vicks Vapor.
Yeah. Yes.
Come on, man.
Oh,
that's not
a teaspoon. The teaspoonful.
Right.
Swear.
Right.
Swear.
I thought it was weird when I used it like as the Oracle. Like I would use it like the ancient Greeks used to be able to determine the future. There was a story on me on the local WPIX from New York. They came out to the Jersey suburbs, and I actually figured out who killed the Lindbergh baby with that. But anyway, but my grandmother told me how to do that, and it kind of worked. It did. I mean, I had a really bad cold over there one time, and it really cleared me out. It was really good. It was kind of nice.
I'm working currently on a combination Vicks Vapor Rub chapstick, so that you can put it on your lips and you're breathing it in at the same time.
Yeah, so and you're also rubbing it all over your nipples, like down there. You're like, what?
Right.
What?
Just before I run, though. I do it before I run, so I don't chafe. So you get the.
Yeah, right.
You get
breathing it anymore.
You're breathing it in.
Your mile time down to like 9 minutes.
Holy God, my airways are just incredibly clear, and also no bleeding through my shirt.
But your nipples arrive 2.5 miles before you do.
I don't have to wear the pasties that I usually wear.
Yeah.
So what's the latest concoction? What do we got going? What are we thinking? Like an herbal tea mixed with what? What do we got?
Anything for me from out here? Remember, it's a little more humid where I'm at. It's subtropical here is what they call it. So like they had to like move, like that's when like Doc Holliday had to go out to Colorado, is because they thought the air, because it was thinner, was better for tuberculosis. Didn't really work out for him that way because he is so far along with the disease. But like Scott's got some, like he takes all of these things into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know I'm not moving back to Illinois in order to cure myself.
Right. I would die before I did
I'd
that.
die in the humidity.
It builds your immunity here. Well, maybe I should talk to the exterminator, because he was out, the other day, and he's got like his own home brew, like whatever he makes to come spray at the house. So maybe there's something. Maybe there's something I can talk to. Maybe there's something I can talk.
Why does the house smell like Jack Daniels? I don't know, honey, but there's no bugs. I don't know if there's no bugs, babe. I don't know.
Those box elders, that drives them crazy. Yeah. It's just like,
but once again, Scott's extrapolating information from people that has no bearing on his life whatsoever.
Right. So,
loyal followers.
Most, as you know, the king, most people, what do they do? Like it's getting to be springtime. I got to, part of my outside process is the lawn stuff, the bug spray at the spring. Most people, what do? They call Orkin, they call Terminex. No, I have Carl. Carl is a one-man show that comes out.
He's like that guy from Arachnophobia. He just shows up.
A back page.
It'll cost you 5 roses.
He's a back page exterminator. Could you imagine
the best
that?
part about Carl? I've been using Carl for years. Great guy. Used to do my rental properties, and now I'm welcome into my own home.
It's a level of trust right there.
He did work, I think, for a pest company at some point. So he's got some kind of resume. But, again, you call those places, they show up. It's like the TV commercial, the Orkin guy got the little red hard hat on and the white shirt.
Right.
I've got Carl, who is a phenomenal musician in a 70s, 80s, like classic rock band, who also invites me to his shows. Last time he came to do a treatment, he gave me one of his current LP, vinyl LP.
Vinyl.
And when he was just here the other day, brought me the autobiography of his band from the full 70s and 80s. His book.
Wow.
He's got a book.
A book. Published.
He's got a book. Right. So again,
talk about a Renaissance exterminator.
Yeah.
It's like
a little unorthodox.
Right.
But again, like I sent you guys a message the other day. I said, I bet your exterminator doesn't come to your house and give you gifts of music and books and shows up in a Nissan Rogue by himself with one pump can of God knows what kind of spray is in this can. But the best part is
he's mixed up himself. You said this is a
I don't know. I don't know where he gets it. I don't know if it's legal. I don't know. Maybe it comes from Mexico or something.
Right.
But the best part is when he shows up. I mean, he looks like a rock band guy. Like, it's awesome. He looks like the age progression version of David St. Hubbins from Spinal Tap.
Yeah, the patron saint of comfort footwear. Yeah, right, from Spinal Tap.
I mean, the guy's awesome.
Stone ends. Yeah, right.
So
he looks like
he comes and sprays. We talk about the band. We talk about his music. Pay him cash. Out the door. But
instead of spraying, he's playing it like a guitar and it sprays. He's just jamming,
like he's on top of
like
a microphone. Taking it.
Right. He has like 2 wands from the thing, and he's just doing drums like this as he's just splashing he's doing like a rush thing.
Don't stop believing.
I'm like, you're splashing it all over the cabinets and the countertops. Oh, it's fine.
It's supposed to work this way.
Just leave the dogs out of here for a little while. Well, what?
Okay. I'm assuming there's no like respirators or anything like that he's
no
PPE,
none of those things. Okay.
No gloves even. No gloves.
Right.
Straight up pump can out of a Nissan Rogue. Takes care of my house, but you know what? Does a fantastic job. Fantastic.
But I was going to say, what are the results?
No bugs.
So the roach problem has been solved.
Yeah.
it's those carpenter ants that keep attacking my pergola. You know,
right, exactly.
It's a constant fight.
I knew we should have upgraded when we built. See?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Chrissy keeps a much nicer
house
of course,
than that.
We're joking.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
This is stuff that's beyond the control of a cleaning lace Irish woman like that.
Right.
It's not a reflection on her at all.
Maybe, you know, we could tie that together, like Carl's blend of, pest control / cough medicine / something, and it's like, and the commercial.
You not only can drink this for a cold, but you can kill a roach and carpenter ants with it.
Right. It's some form of off the grid COVID vaccine that you take a pull off this wand, but then you have to chase it with Dollar Tree cough syrup. It's like a very special.
Right.
His pump thing it's like you're on spring break in South Padre and you're drinking margaritas out of like a pump thing, but he's
spraying, takes a sip, spraying, takes a sip.
Yeah.
Right. And you could actually you can like take a mouthful and spit it onto the patio, and it kills
right.
kills the ants right in front of you.
And
you wake up 3 days later like, holy shit, man! I am like super healthy, but I don't know where I was for the last 3 days.
Yeah. I can't use that stuff just before my qualification because I can't see my sights. Kind of a thing. Wow.
No heavy machinery before this stuff, but you'll feel great in a couple days. So,
well, rumor has it he's actually going to move into the realm of like a Yankee Candle type thing, Carl's candles. Like he's going to start burning like scents of that. You guys can have him over at the holidays, and you're using.
Remember, you would go to those old places and you would dip your own candle. He actually has a class. You're dipping your own candle.
Got a Japanese beetle candle.
Yeah, you.
This is weird.
You have him over for Christmas, and you're using the LP that he gave you as a charcuterie board, and he's like, "Wait, what? That's my record. I don't have a record player. What
Bring the gap go right over here.
I wanted you to know I still have it.
He's on Spotify too, so
Is he?
It's
what's the name of the band?
What's the name of the band?
Are you?
I don't. It might be protected.
It's protected. Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to talk to him.
Some covers. Yeah, right.
Next time he'll be here again in August, so I'll have a sit down with him and see if we could talk about.
Right. See if we can do it without paying him because we're broke.
Right. Yeah. Right. You have no money.
Can we get some rights to your music because we'd love to use it? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy, but. This and then coming on the heels of the No Kings this week, the No Kings this week.
Oh yeah. 200,000 people showed up in Chicago.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Kings,
yeah. Is
that what they said? 200,000 people?
200,000 people, and it was the premise was abolish ICE. Chicago says no kings and build democracy. And I think Chicago saying no kings is the most hilarious thing. Because all they do is have kings there that run it. That's all they do. Between the politicians and stuff, that's all they do is they run it, and they're saying that, and they're doing this and the stupidest things, like no king. Like, listen, based on what they said already, like we're not going to help ICE, we're not going to do that. A king would chop your head off by now. So stop.
Well, and I got to go back to the old stomping grounds. My current assignment.
Apparently, you can go home again.
You can for a command post detail. I kind of felt a little important again, although not with the same stress level that I had before. More as a coordinator versus a actual operational person. But got to go back, see a lot of people that we all still know, and it was actually good. And they put on a very good operation. And just watching the people though, I don't really get it. Like I really don't. I mean, I understand.
Well, I don't get it because here's the thing. Number one, like they're and I don't really want to make light of this, but they want to say abolish ICE when that student just got killed by an illegal alien 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chicago's awful.
So abolish ICE. No kings, build democracy. I like. Do you even understand what you're doing? Like abolish ICE. This poor student got killed, and then you have politicians out there going, wrong place, wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah,
and then right, and then and then you have to go far back as the Trayvon Martin case. They're singing a song from 2007. Trayvon Martin's what happened in Florida, and you're singing this thing in Chicago.
And it didn't involve the police. It didn't involve the police or government either.
Right.
Trayvon Martin. It was a private citizen that was acting as a security guard that was paid privately by like basically a neighborhood association kind of a thing. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
and you're pulling this stuff out, and you're out there, and you're saying abolish ICE. You have these politicians saying wrong place, wrong time. Like, and again, we've talked about this before. This is why you got to educate yourself and learn. Like, seriously, listen, I'm all like, you want to go protest, you want to do whatever, okay, good to go, whatever. We all swore to protect you for your First Amendment right. As long as it's peaceful, whatever, that's fine. But know what you're protesting. Like, like, do you realize abolishing ICE? Not how many people have been killed already? How many people have been robbed? And it's just amazing. Like, why don't you go out there and do an anti-gun march? Or, hey, Prickster, why don't you start doing what you promised to do and reduce crime? Why are cops being held at hostage with their hands tied that they can't do anything? They're looking at each other like, well, there's a shooting, so let's just hold off before we go in so we don't get caught up and then sued. It's just like, seriously, you really, to me, when you look at this is strictly people that want a lawless society, survival of the fittest, and or they truly don't understand. And I don't, not because they're dumb or not because they're stupid. It's just because they are being fed stuff like this week. To be honest, I'm looking for a news source where it is middle of the road. And it's been 4 days, about 10, 15 minutes a day, and you can't find one. So people,
I got one for you, Chris. Honestly, I'm going to do a plug for them. It's called The Flyover. Anybody listening to this, look them up. They do a good job of kind of keeping it right down the middle of the road. They cut through a lot of it. It's out of Wyoming. I follow and read it every single day. I don't have to be on social media anymore. I don't have to get the
Is that a website?
Hogwash. It's The Flyover. It's just called The Flyover. They have a mailing address on them, and then they also have a podcast that they cover some stories that they don't cover with their stuff. But it's a really good one. I'm going to be honest with you. I plug it. I really enjoy it. I am not as The Flyover. No hyphen. It's because it's called The Flyover, and you can sign up for their emails. They do some by states. I think they've got one for Texas, California, a couple other places, Florida maybe, and they really drill down into stories that really matter and make sense. And it's not really biased. I mean, it's like, it just kind of says, here's what's going on. Here's what you gain, here's what you lose in each one. So there are some out there, and I think there's an appetite for a lot of that stuff. And you were saying earlier about these people that are at these protests. I don't think they're stupid either, but I do think they're ignorant. They're ignorant to what they're asking for. When you meet people that come from the places that they're talking about that they want, all of those people are vehemently opposed to what they're asking for. And when we go to these protests all the time. And again, I like that they're there protesting. It's cool. They're not violent. They're generally not stupid like the protests we were witness to when they were given a green light to destroy everything in their path. They don't do that. I've said that a million times. But when you sit there and you listen to it, you think to yourself, folks, by the time this is all put into place, the median age of everybody at those protests, you're all going to be in the ground. And it's going to be left to be dealt with by your children and your grandchildren to live under those conditions. And again, you're not going to have any problems anymore because you're going to be passed on and hopefully living eternally. But the bottom line is like, you don't even know what you're asking for. This stuff has never been proven possible for what you're asking for. Right. And you're convincing more and more people through a somewhat complicit media that's giddy about the fact that Trump is struggling with some things or whatever. Anytime you see something that doesn't go exactly, but he is trying to change the world order, and it is kind of working because Europe is even responding to a lot of the things that these people are opposed to. This past week, the European Union voted to really restrict its immigration policies because they're seeing basically what the Ottoman Empire couldn't pull off because of the Crusades and because of your ancestors, Chris. The Slavic people stopped that from happening, so the rest of Europe didn't have to deal with the strength of the Ottoman Empire at that time. And when you look at this stuff, you just think to yourself, well, we got to protect their right, even if they're misinformed or even if you disagree with it. There's some things that obviously would be great if we could pull it off with what they're asking for, but it's never been proven possible for where else. And when everybody gets whatever they want, whenever they want it, guess what they become? They become indifferent. They become, they don't respect it. They don't respect what they've been given. And it just doesn't work. But they got a right to it, and you got to stay out there. But I don't think it is stupidity as much as it is just general ignorance. They've lived in basically the cradle of safety and security their entire lives without ever having to step forward and do anything to protect it, promote it, make it get any better. And they're highly critical of those folks that are trying to maintain that life as much as humanly possible.
Right, right. And again, it just it's do your own homework. Like, just don't take something for when somebody says something.
Right. And just quick back to the story that Chris is referencing. This girl, Sheridan Gorman, she was a Loyola student here in Chicago, and last week was out with friends and just randomly shot and killed by an illegal immigrant, a guy from Venezuela who's here illegally, who's been arrested here before. And he was charged by Chicago police with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, 3 counts of aggravated assault discharge of a firearm, and 1 felony count of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. It's just, and I don't know, and I mention it too because I don't know how much this story's attention this is getting nationwide. It is
not.
a complete.
It's not.
It is a complete tragedy. This poor girl. I mean, you see, it's on the news here, right? I mean, you're hearing about it here in the Chicagoland area, but it is a horrible, horrible story. This poor girl out with her friends, shot by this person, and you're not hearing anything from the governor here. You're not hearing anything from Brandon Johnson in Chicago. And Pritzker even went so far as to like try to turn it back around on the president about, immigration policies. Hey man, this guy is wandering the streets of Chicago. This guy
because
is here illegally.
Pritzker and Johnson don't want to do shit.
Right. This guy is wandering the streets of Chicago with a firearm, here illegally, wanted on warrants, and shoots and kills this poor girl student from Loyola University. It doesn't get any more tragic than that. And why people aren't more outraged about it? How many of these do we have to have before people like really stand up?
Because your politicians won't allow it. Your politicians won't allow you to peacefully protest for this poor girl and get it in the news and have all these news anchors talk about it or whatever. No, because that goes against what their platform is.
Right. Well, one of the things I'd say is going back to the Trayvon Martin situation. When Trayvon Martin was killed by Zimmerman, a Hispanic man, and they had to be, had to let us know it was a white Hispanic man that did that. It was a condemnation of every white person and white privilege in our society. And people on our side were like, wait a minute, what do you mean? This guy is an overzealous fucking security guard that maybe should have not done what he did. Obviously Trayvon Martin, it turned out, shouldn't have done what he did either. But the bottom line is like, it was like, this is what black people have to live with all the time. And we weren't allowed to kind of step up to that and say, this isn't what they have to deal with. We had to ignore all the stats that, black on black crime,
right.
Young men are more than likely going to be murdered than anybody else, but they're also going to more than likely be murdered by other young black men. We had to ignore all of that and say, yes, this is white guilt. We have to accept this. But now we're being told the same thing about an illegal immigrant. Now, okay, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If this one guy from Venezuela that's here illegally, that's got a gun and shouldn't have a gun, kills a white girl from Loyola, we can't condemn the entire illegal immigrant population for that. I'd say to them, let's go back to Trayvon Martin. Let's go back to what we were all told about us since then. And that was like literally their battle cry from Trayvon Martin all the way up to George Floyd, in every city in America was burning to the ground practically. I mean, I know I'm exaggerating that aspect of it, but hey, we were all in those riots. We saw what they were doing at the end of that. And you were like, hey, you're not seeing that. It's not equitable. And I think one of the things that's really annoying about it is the media is never going to do it. They're never, ever, ever going to do it. The conservative media isn't even going to pick it up because conservatives kind of look at it and go, well, whatever. I mean, it's the same old story over and over and over again. People are upset about it. Obviously, it's terrible. That girl's family is going to be scarred for the rest of their lives. It has to do with bad border policy. But if we can't condemn this guy that did that, we shouldn't have been condemned for decades. And it's been like the drumbeat from the progressive left media forever and politicians. It's ridiculous.
And to your point of how we talk about these people, the illegal immigrant part of it, apparently the Loyola student newspaper referred to him as an illegal immigrant in the article or one of the articles or something in their reporting, and they came back and did an apology to apologize for referring to him as an illegal immigrant. I mean, that is the insanity here, that you are more concerned about how you're identifying an illegal immigrant, and let's be clear, he's an illegal immigrant, than you are the student who was killed. And I don't know where she's from. I don't know if she's local or if she's from somewhere else. I didn't read that far into it, but regardless.
Well, I'm going to say this: she's not illegally here from Venezuela,
Right.
because if it was, it wouldn't be a story.
Right. And she's living her life in what should be a great city at a great university, and it's over. And your school newspaper, which speaks volumes to universities these days, about apologizing to an illegal immigrant wanted on warrants with a firearm, shooting and killing one of your students. Where are your priorities? I mean, it's just
right.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, and you're out there pressed. No Kings. Let's talk about No Kings. That fat ass Prickster and that dumbass Johnson. They're out there performing like kings. I don't want ICE in there. I don't want to enforce laws. I have
They're circumventing laws. They're literally circumventing laws. Undermining
Johnson
them.
has 175 policemen protecting him. But what about this poor girl walking on the lakefront? Those 175 people should be, out on the street. I mean, like seriously, and people just need to realize that this is going on. And I see a little bit more every day, and it at some point it's going to break either way. It's either going to be a lawless, crazy society, or they're going to have to start. They're going to have to start implementing or following up and prosecuting people for the laws. They just do.
Well, I mean, it speaks volumes. I'm in a state right now that leads the nation of inbound people. More people are coming to South Carolina than they are anywhere else in the country. Now, it's twofold. One, that's great that people are coming here and the state will progress hopefully with that. But what people are really worried about it here legitimately are like, well, don't bring your stupid rules here because you created all this stuff and now you want to leave like you did to Idaho from California and all these other things. People are legitimately worried about that, like so much so that I think that the state's going to form its own ICE and they're going to keep people from Ohio from coming in here. So if you're Ohio, be really careful because if there's anything Ohio exports from the Midwest, it used to be a manufacturing center until all these bad trade agreements. Now their greatest export is its people. I mean, it's particularly South Carolina.
Don't bring your Rust Belt to our palm
Don't bring
trees.
your Rust Belt blue collar values down here. Progress. What are you going to bring in? That internet, that Wi-Fi?
And the reason Shaun's on a horse is because they don't have cars yet.
Right. No, man, that's right. Dude, I would love that. I mean, you want to talk about going back to your roots, but what I found funny was when we started this story, Scott started talking about it. And I'm not bullshitting you guys. Like, we don't rehearse. We just talk.
Mm-hmm.
Scott was like, I was really amazed by the people and how inept they were. And I was thinking he was talking about the people in the command post with him. And originally, because it's like, I'm sorry, like when he started telling us who he was there with, like, you know how it is, Chris, like we froze in time from when we left. You know what I mean? Like, I remember this guy, he was a fucking recruit. He was a total fucking glue bag. Are you kidding me? He was the funniest dude I never imagined, but like people progress, obviously, whatever. But he's throwing out these names and I'm just like, oh, wow, holy mackerel. Look at the name on that. He's telling us about like, oh, holy cow. Like this guy's, I'm like, wow, he's got promoted that far. That's great. You know what I mean? Like, but like, I'm not saying that the guy does or gal doesn't deserve it, but you look at it and you go, I remember when they were like junior officers, like you got officers in the agency I currently work with that they're like, yeah, that guy worked for me. And now he's kind of like a deputy chief and stuff like that. And it's really funny. In our world, you see that. Normally the military, you got to progress or get out. Where like the police world, you can be like, I want to be I'm going to come in the way, I want to go out the way I came in. I'm going to be a private and I want to do the work because that's what I love about it. But not everybody does that. And I was like, okay, maybe he's talking about the people in the community.
I was just riding a high because they recognized me in the briefing as retired sergeant. So really little star next to my name.
I just think they need to get away from the drop ceiling stuff there.
Right.
Like that's definitely when that thing was built. It was like 1989. The building. It's a really cool building. It looks.
Somebody said that ceiling tile was connected to the sauna. That's why it's all. It looks like
that's a story. When we all retire, that is a story. And just so you all know, I have a little book. I have a little book, which is kind of an oxymoron because the cover of the book that my daughter bought me shows, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plan to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future." And the stuff that's in this book about the stories we're going to sell is like sacrilege. Like I shouldn't even be putting it in this book, but I have almost 2 pages. When we're all done, it's going to be show upon show of it's going to be
shows. Right.
Well, and to Shaun's
when the gloves
point,
finally come off,
it's interesting as you get older. Now, granted, I'm out of the game, but to be there with people that you've seen like for decades, right, and move up the ranks, And the weird thing is being back somewhere that you worked and seeing so many new faces that you're like, oh my God, I don't even know who these people are. And they're looking at you like, who the fuck are you? Like, why are you looking at me?
Yeah, right,
And,
right.
But there's a lot of people in our experience level, years of service, age bracket that are even there are going to be cycling out pretty soon. And you're like, holy cow, this is weird, because again, people in this profession, they get to where they're at, they move on, they go to other agencies, they do different things. So, it's interesting part of that. But yes, it was no reflection on the people in the room. It was a reflection of the people out on the hill, So
Scott's in there. He's like unfrozen caveman lawyer when he goes in there. He's frightened by their technology and their wet ceiling tiles and shit like that. He's just in there like, we find you innocent.
Right.
But, yeah. I like, you know what I would do if I went back there now? It would be really awkward. I don't know if I'd be comfortable going into the building, but I would pretend like I didn't know that I was walking through the women's locker room and stuff like that. I'd be like, oh, I didn't know. Is this where the women change? I'm lost. What's going on? You know what I mean? And the other thing that's really that on that space, we did not see any naked women while we worked there, thankfully. The thing is like, it's really tough when you're like, we had a good locker room. It had a really good shower setup. You work out and get cleaned up before a shift. It was a really nice setup. I'm be honest with you. But you're like, the guy's got rank now, and you're like, dude, I seen your ass. That's I don't want to see your pimply back. I can't get past that. Like, I know you're telling me something that's lawful, but I just can't. I can't respect it.
Right. I know we're on a call, but all I'm thinking about was seeing you 4 hours ago in the gray pair of beat up tighty whities you were in with the waistband that was coming apart.
Your chest hair only grows around your nipples. You're like, oh. All right. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like Shaun definitely had some bad experience.
You can't look at him like you just can't because all you do is look at his chest. Like, I just know that there's hair around your nipples and nothing else. I don't hear a word you're Lala. I don't hear a word you're saying. I'm thinking and you're poking his chest with a stick.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
And it harkens back to the like some people think. It's like an age thing, right? But we're actually getting closer to that age where it's like you're at a gym or something, and old guys are just walking around naked and stuff, and you're like, no.
And the old guy move in the gym is if there's something you can prop your foot up on while you're naked, you do it. Like
let him swing.
Like, and those old man fun bags are just hanging down. You're like, oh, come on, dude. All right.
Yeah. You come around a corner and it's like, whoa.
Whoa.
They're sagging so low you don't want to step on them.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You're walking into a cloud of Gold Bond powder coughing.
Anyway. Wow. All right.
Oh, shit.
Stay classy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is
I'm glad you were able to go back and help them out with that. That was
it was. Nice. Like, it was a great experience.
So it's a great lead into your next trip, and you're leaving here right after the show today. Where are you going?
Yep, off to Springfield.
Yeah, like we
talked off to Springfield for big conference.
When you come back to the PD, it's like, you're coming back as like one of those guest stars from the 70s that just secretly showed up on the Mike Douglas show. Oh my God, look who it is. It's Scotty Thorson. Oh, everybody's got to like clap and whatever. Right.
It's the set from Seinfeld. They actually found it in the dumpster and they put it out.
There you go.
And actually, Scott hasn't eaten in 2 days because he's have to stop at every Buc-ee's on the way down, so he can grab 2 hot dogs. Just stay away from the jalapeno ones, bro. I mean, that's going to be a long 2 days.
I need to stop eating that stuff.
Are you?
Yeah, but I probably won't.
No.
Are you taking Chrissy with you down there? Or is it kind of going to be a special treat for her to go down to Springfield and check it out?
She's got to work here, hold things down, and I'll be traveling by myself.
You can take her to the Springfield Mall where there's only like a couple anchor stores still left open. Like there's a Belk. You can go there and check things out.
I took her. I'm going to take her to Spencer's and get her a lava lamp.
Yeah, right.
And
for her desk.
And a corn T-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, this is all they had.
Oh shit! Anyway, this last topic, and it's got nothing to do with police work. So remember the T-shirt you were wearing last week? Right. Remember the last my wife a little bit older?
Yeah.
What was the T-shirt?
I like my wife a little bit older.
Okay. Somehow, and I don't know what it is, it popped up on my Facebook.
Right.
And I'm like, I want to buy this, but if I buy it. Debbie's 5 years older. Like, how is this going to end up? Or like, I wasn't sure.
It's fine.
So
It's fine.
so I bought it, but I also bought the one that says, I love my husband a little bit younger for her.
There you go. There you go.
I said, so like, we're going to go out one night. I'm like, here, put this on.
Wear them to the clubhouse. Yeah.
Right.
And then when I come down to visit, I'll wear mine, and we'll look like we're some kind of family reunion or something. Yeah.
But why does he have an upside down pineapple on his? It's okay. Just let it go.
Wow.
Anyway.
That's not the sign of hospitality, by the way. The upside down pineapple. It's the exact opposite.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Well, anyway, everybody, thank you so much for listening to the show. Please go to where you get your podcast. Download, leave a rating, review, subscribe. Please tell all your friends. We're really trying to make this world a better place through humor, facts, and trying to make people really realize that, you do have the power to make this world a better place by voting and staying, holding your politicians accountable. Please go to our website, 3copstalk.com, 3copstalk.com. And you can get old episodes. You can leave us an email there. And you could also leave us an email at 3copstalk@gmail.com. We had a gentleman. Do you have his name, Shaun, in front of you? Max.
We'll just call him Max to protect him.
Right. Yeah, no, Max is, thank you so much for, sending your emails, and we are working on your show suggestions. But we want to make your second suggestion, very thorough. So we're going to bring a lot of experts on it, and that may even be an hour show. You get a 2-part out of it, Max. But thank you so much for being a loyal listener and getting the word out for us. We really appreciate it. Everybody else, thank you so much for listening. Get the word out and have a blessed day.